Hi guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. Happy Saturday. I am doing our intermittent fasting video a little bit early, A, because of my voice, and B, because we have a family thing. So I'm going to talk as long as my voice allows me to. I am so excited to talk today about intermittent fasting for beginners. If you like this video, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and at the end I'm going to talk about how you can get my free keto weekly meal plan. If you're not getting my free email each week, you're missing out. Y'all have submitted your questions this week, and I've got answers for all of your intermittent fasting beginner questions, all of your intermittent fasting weight loss questions. I'm Elizabeth. I've lost 67 pounds through keto and intermittent fasting. I normally don't sound like this. Today's just an anomaly. But I wanted to talk to you guys because I don't want to miss our Saturday Night Live. I've come to love this. And normally they're 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But today, my little boy wants to watch Cars, and I probably will be going to bed early. So let's dive into my first question is, let's see here. How do I count fasting hours? This is a great intermittent fasting question. How you count fasting hours, as I explode my Perrier all over during a live video. How you count fasting hours. Oh, that's so much better. How you count fasting hours is from the last bite, how I do. The last bite that I eat to all the way over until when I start fasting again. That's how I get my hours. So when I say, like, right now I'm on a, what time is it? I'm on a 22-hour fast. I started counting it at 7:30 p.m. last night at my last bite of food. Boom, the clock starts, and I'll go all the way over until whenever I eat tonight. I'm trying to get to a 24-hour fast is my new goal, but we'll see. We'll see if that happens. I've got some scallops calling my name. How do you count hours? And by the way, if you have questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section or email me at countessoflowcarb@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer them. How do you count the hours from the last feed? Oh, we already did that. How do you start fasting? Okay, that's a great question. How do you start fasting? You start fasting by just starting. Like, literally, my challenge to you, if you've never done fasting before, do a 12-hour fast. Maybe start from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Or start with a 14-hour fast. It's a little bit more of a challenge. 7 p.m. to 9 a.m. to start eating. And then start getting your feet wet and seeing if you like it, right? Like, start is how you start. Is just start. And then from there, generally, which kind of segues into the next question of how do you know you're in autophagy? And some of y'all who don't know what autophagy is, if you're intermittent fasting beginner, autophagy is where it's self-eating. Our bodies eat the junk cells. If you have a precancerous cell, your body's gonna eat it. If it has an Alzheimer's cell, your body's gonna self-eat it. It's self-cleansing, it's self-eating. It's an amazing thing. And it helps with, I haven't had to stop, but I've stopped recently Botox. I've stopped Botox because of the autophagy component with intermittent fasting. Major anti-aging. A lot of y'all ask about loose skin on my 100-pound weight loss journey. Let me just fix that real fast. It's annoying me. It's like crooked. Hopefully it's not too crooked. There we go. Hopefully that's better. About loose skin on weight loss. Loose skin, you can prevent that. Dr. Fung talks a lot about that actually through autophagy. So I encourage autophagy. I love autophagy, but what stops autophagy is protein. We're still learning more about what protein does to autophagy, but having, say, bone broth, it doesn't break your fast, but it does stop your autophagy. Heavy cream does not break your fast, and these are my source, cite your source, is Dr. Fung, the daddy of intermittent fasting. If you have heavy cream, it's not gonna stop your fast, but does stop your autophagy because of the protein. Same thing with butter, coconut oil, things that you put in besides black coffee, sparkling water. Did you guys get your case of these though, by the way? It was on sale on Amazon this week, which was in my email that I sent you, my free keto meal plan email each week. So you want to have autophagy. It is paramount. It's paramount. I wish more people knew about autophagy. It's starting to catch the ball rolling. So I love this question of how do you know you're in autophagy? You know, autophagy starts pretty much, thank you. My voice is, I'm working on it. You know you're in autophagy when you start at the 16-hour mark. I will put the free, I get so ADD. For my free weekly keto email, I will put the link at the end of the live. I can't put it at the beginning, but the end of the YouTube live. I'll make sure it's in there, and it's in all of my most recent YouTube videos too. You can click on those too. But don't click away, keep staying. So autophagy starts at the 16-hour mark. It will go until you have protein or until you eat. Ideally, the autophagy component of it is amazing. So with that, you can help restructure, rebuild. We don't know all the scientific details yet, but we do know that helps with immune system at the 72-hour mark. is phenomenal, phenomenal. If you know someone, hello, if you know someone who has an autoimmune disorder, tag them in this video, send them this video link. They need to start learning about autophagy. Autophagy is powerful, but it starts at the 16-hour mark. And with fasting, it depends on your goals. Some people just want the health benefits. Some people want the weight loss benefits, which I'm going to talk about both here in my questions. So fasting, if you want to start, I'm going to fast this week for the first time. I want to see that because I want to cheer you on and motivate you. Iron sharpens iron with this. Literally during my fast today, I was like, oh, I kind of want to quit. And I was like, no, I'm not going to, like, having motivational people who understand fasting, that it's not like, you're not anorexic or any of that stuff. That's all misnomers. That it's really a health benefit. Amazing. So autophagy starts at the 16-hour mark and it goes until you have protein to stop that, right? So bone broth, butter, chicken, bone broth, butter, coconut oil, anything protein based. So unless it's coffee, tea, sparkling water, regular water, I even question teas that have like fruit in them or like coffees. My husband, we still, because we're cheap. Hello, us, Thomas Stanley out there, fans out there. If you guys know who Thomas Stanley is, we're big Thomas Stanley advocates. We still have coffee that has pumpkin in it. And I'm like, don't give that to me during my fast. I don't want to have, because I don't know the flavoring in like the coffee grounds that have like pumpkin in it. I don't want to, I don't know if that can stop the fast. But for me, if I don't know, I don't want to, why diminish my health benefits of autophagy if I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I try to eliminate anything. And then that's what I'm like, okay, the autophagy, I've intentionally kicked it out, but I want to keep my fast going because that's paramount. Now, excuse me, let's talk a little bit about weight loss. Weight loss for fasting purposes, the more and more I read, the more and more I find out how getting to that, and this is my secret for this week's video, so good thing that you stayed around, the 40-hour mark. Doing a 40-hour fast, which is challenging. If you're new, that this is like intermittent fasting beginners video. If it's challenging, but that's where some money lies. You know what I mean? Money lies in any of this. If you are just starting, start with the best that you can do. And that's the same thing for keto, right? Like I always say for keto, start with the best you can afford. With organics, grass-fed, all of that, do the best you can afford. And from this, do the best you can with fasting. But really, truly, truly, if you are pre-diabetic, getting into a 40-hour fasting groove is great. Now let's talk a little bit about OMAD, 1 meal a day, OMAD, for fasting. You hear that tons in the keto community about people doing OMAD and losing tons of weight. I think of one guy in my head who I love so much who's done OMAD and lost like 100 pounds. It's amazing. Dr. Fung, I want to give some things, but I also want to give the mindset shift of it, that you will lose a lot of weight, but it stops being as productive at the 2 to 3 mark. However, that's not my experience. That's Dr. Fung information. And I don't want to deter anyone from doing OMAD because of that statement. However, you're going to lose a ton of weight. Really, you are. But for me, speaking of eating disorders, I do come from an eating disorder background. And so I have to be mindful of that pendulum swing. Am I swinging? And I have accountability for that to make sure I'm not swinging too far in one direction or too far in another direction. And that's why I tend to not talk about OMAD as much, because for me, I kind of suck at it. I kind of suck at OMAD. I wish I was better at it. But for some people, excuse me, to give you all the choices and all the options, it's a great choice for weight loss. It's a great choice for intermittent fasting weight loss of doing OMAD, if you can discipline yourself to do that. How I do sometimes my 24-hour fast is I'll do my 24-hour fast, eat a meal, eat a second meal, and then start my next 24-hour fast. You know what I mean? So maybe my eating window in there is like 4 hours. So mentally I'm satiated, physically I'm satiated, and the mind effery is not there. So that's one of my suggestions for y'all too, is try OMAD, see how you react, see how your bodies react. I would love to be there. I'm not there yet. Yet is my pin that I put in it. I would love to be there because I think that it's super, super healthy. But right now, my goal for more weight loss, because I've lost 67 pounds. My goal is 100 pounds. Had a pregnancy in there, had a death of a baby in there too. And so continuing along on this journey. So people are like, why have you only lost 67? That's why. There was a baby in there and there was a pregnancy in there. Continuing along this weight loss journey, I'm going more towards 40-hour fast. And I feel so much better. Hello. And speaking of immune disorder, I was like, why am I getting sick? Like, why do I have this cold thing going on? What's that all about with my fasting? So anyways, I'm going to go look back through my fasting log and see where my times could have been increased, or where, because for fasting, someone's question was, do you ever like stop short of your goal? Heck yeah. That's why I love a fasting group. That's why we have a Facebook fasting group to cheer each other on. But yeah, certainly I do stop my short of my fasting goals sometimes, and then a lot of go way past it. That's how I got to my 50-hour fast where I beat Dr. Kendi Berry, was through like challenging people. I can blow past it. So that's the next one. Lazy keto. How do you get motivated when you don't have any motivation? Oh, girl, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I feel like for weight loss for me, that this will probably be an ongoing thing in my life. I hope that I will be healed from it, that I will have the end destination where I'm at goal weight, and that this won't have the mind effery associated. Like, it just won't be a thing. I have a feeling through much prayer that this probably is like my journey in life, and that that having that continuous motivation can be challenging. And how do I stay motivated? I stay plugged in. I have Facebook groups. I look at my little boy who's 3, and I want to run with him, and I don't want to miss time with him. And so I keep my goals. I have goal posters in our Royal Court. It's our paid group coaching that we have. We talk a lot about goals. We have goal setting sessions, and keeping that first and foremost. For me, the mindset of this is just as much as the physical. What I eat is just as important to the mindset. So, poor Chuck, you want to come up? My dog's right there. Come on, come say hi to everybody. Applesauce is outside. She wants to sun her nipples. Applesauce has she's had a million puppies before we rescued her. So, anyways. How do you get motivated? You just keep this, it's a daily, for me, it's a daily commitment. Some people, they don't have a weight problem, and they probably don't understand what I'm talking about, but some people do, and they're like, dude, I know what you mean. Like, I was on my first diet when I was 9, 10, and so this has been a lifelong thing about weight. So keeping it motivated, keeping that, and some days I suck at it. I mean, I'm not perfect. I hope when God takes me home, but I'm not, and so not every day is motivational. Not every day I'm rah-rah. And not every day I'm high energy. So, but I would say keep your goals first and foremost, and have a buddy. So I know for me, my Royal Court girls, the gals, women, the paid group coaching that I do, that is where I personally get honest. I go dump in there, I take and I dump, and I take and I dump. And being able to do that, to have somebody, I think that's why Weight Watchers is so powerful, not in the food sense, but in the encouragement sense, is super, super important. Did you go into IF slowly or cold turkey? Oh, that's a great question. So Dr. Kendi Berry started talking about it when I was interviewing him for my Keto Success videos. And you can see on one of the videos where he mentions it, and some people have caught it with my face because I'm like, what? Because I come from an eating disorder background, and I started probing him about eating disorders and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. I love, Dr. Berry always says he opens the door, throws the seed in, and closes the door. And that's what he did with me, is he laid the seed for intermittent fasting, and then I started to do more research, and then I found Dr. Fung's book, The Complete Guide to Fasting, which I will put in the description link below. Did you guys hear him? Sorry. You're sick. So I'm afraid he's going to have diarrhea in the house. Now I'm concerned. You're going to have a big old poop pile. So now I've got off topic. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, yes, I started slowly. I started with a 12-hour fast, 14-hour fast, and I stair-step by 2 hours. I have a free intermittent fasting printable, which I will put in the description link below after this video is done. If you want to start stair-stepping, for me, the visualization, going back to the motivation, I am such a visual person. I need to see it. So that would be my encouragement to you, is get a visual poster or use mine because it's free. Why not? What do you do when keto and intermittent fasting work for a while and then stop? I would say increase your fasting times and check your macros when you're eating with keto. People eat way too much fat, usually, or they eat way too much protein, one of the two. Usually they're on point, but it's not eating, too much protein, and assuming having 5 eggs is not going to skyrocket their protein or their fat, or having way too much heavy cream, dairy. Really, when I did that Maria Emmerich interview with her, it was life-changing. About too much nuts, too much dairy is usually most people's problem, and she has a whole program on there. I'm not there yet to get rid of my dairy or get rid of my nuts, but that is try if you're continuously not hitting the weights. And before that, go get a doctor's test, go get a blood test, so you know that there's nothing else going on with that that you need to be aware about. Hey, I'm a new sub seeking to start keto intermittent fasting, but I work 2 jobs and I'm gone from 8:45 in the morning till midnight. How do you suggest I tackle intermittent fasting and keto? Okay, so that's a great question. So how do you go from intermittent fasting at 8:45 to midnight if you're just starting? Okay, I would say start on your days that you're not working so you can start building up. But then I would say start getting your cadence from rhythms. I'm assuming you have, if you live in the United States, have to have a lunch break shift, depending on the country that you live in. I know we're international and some countries may not have the lunch break laws that we have, but start weaving it in. So start with a 14-hour fast. And then maybe you do your fasting on your days off because you can control your schedule. I don't know if you're a nurse, but I know sometimes nurses can't control necessarily their lunch or dining schedule sometimes. So maybe you don't want to bank on those to be your fasting days. Because Lord knows when you're hungry and you go out with a family member and you think you're going to go eat to break your fast and they take 10 years to order and you're like, I'm trying to break a 48-hour fast. Not that that's ever happened to me. It happened like 2 weeks ago. I was like, freaking just order. I'll order for you. I know somebody I didn't know very well, but I'm like, just order. Just order. I haven't eaten in 48 hours. Normally I'm very nice and loving, but breaking that fast, I very much look forward to that meal. So I would suggest for this worker who works long shift hours is, it's 2 jobs. So that's for shift work. And if it's 2 jobs, I would just say, just plan it out. The whole key is planning it out. Get your planner and start mapping out what days you're going to do what. For me, that's very motivational on Sunday to see what my schedule is like. And it's like, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursdays of this week, I'm going to do a 48-hour fast. And I'm going to do lighter on these days. Like mapping it out is important. For me, I have to have usually during a week a stretch fasting time, and I have to have a day of rest. I have to have one day of no fasting. I eat whenever I want. That's the mind free and the mindset component for the marathon and not the sprint. Some people sprint out and then they're like done. They have nothing left for the marathon. I would suggest having a full day of rest of fasting. Like don't do anything. Like just don't, because you will very, very much get burned out. At least that's been my experience. I'm hoping to get my numbers down. Awesome. So people who are pre-diabetic, 40-hour fast, if you can get to that point, is game changer. Or 24, like as long as you can. Do as long as you can. If you've done 18-hour fast, I'm challenging you today. I'm double dog daring you, and I want you to come back and tell me how it goes next week on our next YouTube Live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to share with me how it went, but I'm challenging you to a 20-hour fast or a 22-hour fast. Your body's made to heal. Our bodies are all made to heal. Hello, rape recovery here. That is paramount for any sort of healing. Is our bodies are made to heal. Woo! That's really good news, right? And so intermittent fasting is the vehicle to get us to that healing place, healing our insides, healing autoimmune issues. This helps. There's a reason why people before war fasted. Like if you look back through history, if you look back through that, there's reason, because there's a centering and a calmness that comes with intermittent fasting. That's really, really powerful, truly. And so I was joking about eating at the 48-hour fast of being like, just fucking order. But really, it helps for me if you have anxiety, if you have depression. And by people who have anxiety and depression, there was a gene marker that came out recently about having, it was off. The gene marker is off for having anxiety and depression. So it's not you, it's your genes. And that's comforting to know. But that intermittent fasting can help calm all of that because of the centering that intermittent fasting provides. And hello, if you have somebody you know who doesn't have a strong self-esteem, doing esteemable things builds self-esteem. So my commitment to you would be start stretching yourself to see if you can do it. And for somebody who struggled with body images and body weight, and I was in the preliminaries for Miss America pageant a long time ago and was in that in a very, very unhealthy environment. And I made it an unhealthy way. Doing that, to coming now to a peaceful centering, oh my gosh, like if I can do it, sister, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me. I mean, God made me special, but there's nothing special in me that you can't do it too, right? Like that you can't be on one of my success interviews saying, I just did a 50-hour fast. I just did all this. So yeah. Is it okay to have a cheat day? Oh, that's a great question. Okay. So I would say, for keto, it's a slippery slope. If you're doing keto or the ketogenic diet, I like to call it the ketogenic way of life, eating, that if you, carbs beget carbs, sugar beget sugar. If you eat a carb, you're going to want more carbs. If you eat sugar, you're going to want more sugar. And for me, it's all about the mind-free. I don't want to have to continuously fight that battle. Have I had cheat days? Certainly I'm not perfect. I am not perfect by any means, and I shared that earlier. Like, I don't claim to be perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Perfect's boring. However, people who said that they've eaten clean keto for like 2 years, that's not my story. I wish it was, but it's not. I try to ketify everything I can. Like I have awesome keto pizzas. I have keto ice cream that's made out of heavy cream. Like I have certain things that I do, cookies and stuff like that, if I really want those. But I really, I try to shy away from it because carbs beget carbs, sugar begets sugar. And for me, it's not worth the 2 days later where I'm still craving a carb to have that 3 minutes of enjoyment, 10 minutes of enjoyment, 15 minutes of enjoyment, whatever. it's not worth the 2-3 day where I don't have to literally detox that out of my system because I am so carb sensitive. The blessing of this YouTube thing is I can see I've done YouTube now for 18 months. I can see right in here the puffery. That's where I lose weight and gain weight is literally right in my chin. So I can see from eating what I eat, what its reaction is, because I film almost every day. I can see what its reaction is. And so it's fascinating. And that would be one of my steps for people to encourage to get off the scale if you can, but take pictures because pictures don't lie. You know what I mean? Like I'm here, this is where I can, and that's what I've learned through taking pictures and things like that. It's been super, super helpful. I eat around 50 to 90 carbs a day. I'm doing low carb partial keto. Want to get to 63 grams per day. I love that. That's awesome. Woohoo! So keto is 20 net carbs or under. There's a thing called carnivore keto where you basically eat meat and animal products. That's what you eat and not anything else. And that's like basically zero carbs. I'm playing with the carb count. I started off with Atkins and it morphed into keto and then it morphed into where I am now. So keep morphing, keep changing, keep learning, keep adjusting. Okay, someone said, hopefully I answered the night shift question. If you have more questions off of that, please feel free to put it in the comments and smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Can you drink during your fast? Do you get headaches? Yes, sometimes I do get headaches. That's an electrolyte issue. So I'll pop some pink Himalayan salt or MALDON's sea salt. I will put that in the description link below once this video is over. That helps with electrolytes. There's a reason why animals walk miles to salt licks. It's because of the minerals in it. And same thing with salt. You don't have to get pink Himalayan salt. Actually, new research, someone messaged me about that. New research is coming out about pink Himalayan salt, which is why I'm moving more to sea salt flakes, like MALDON sea salt. But having the headaches, when I have that salt, it basically stops the headaches, or I have more water. And at the end of my fast, I will chug some pickled juice. Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I know I started early because I am sick and my little boy B wants to watch Cars. And I don't want, as a mama to a 3-year-old, I don't like, when he's like 10, he's not going to ask me to watch Cars. So I want to watch it. We're going to have movie night tonight and everyone's going to make popcorn. And you know what I'm going to have? My sparkling water. I'm going to have my sparkling water and I'm truly going to be intentional with being family and not focusing on their popcorn that they're going to be having. Okay, weight maintain. What do I do now? Do I increase my carbs or do I just continue to do what I'm doing? I do not want to gain. Love and heartfelt thanks. Okay, first and foremost, congratulations for hitting your weight loss goal. I am not there yet, so I don't necessarily feel qualified to share fully because for me on this channel, the Countess of Low Carb, it comes from experience, strength, and hope. And if it's not in one of those, rooted in one of those, I feel like it's just theory, right? And I don't like to give theory. I like to give my experience, right? Because I'm not a doctor. I'm not Dr. Fung. I'm not a Dr. Berry. I don't have a medical background. This is simply my experience. So I don't necessarily feel fully comfortable sharing what to do because I'm not there yet. It's 2019, it will be though. But what I would suggest and what my game plan is keep doing what I'm doing. Because I've seen other people, we have thousands of people in the Countess of Low Carb community that they've continued and they didn't realize they hit their goal weight and they kept losing and they felt better, the best they'd ever felt, and their blood work was amazing, and they still lost like another 10 pounds or 5 pounds or what. I've heard it many, many times. They lost more than their goal weight and their body, that's what their body felt comfortable at. So maybe you know, but you don't know in there. So I would suggest just keep going. And if you want to add in more like berries, adding in that in, but I would be mindful too of people who have who come to this, sometimes have, trying to like beat around the bush, come from an unhealthy relationship with food. There, I said it. An unhealthy relationship with food. And if you have that, why tease the disease? Why challenge the bear? Why awaken the bear? So just keep going. That's at least my plan. So, and again, I preface that with though, it comes from experience, strength, and hope. And if somebody doesn't have that, then they really shouldn't be toting advice. There you go. As I like shuffle my paper back and forth. But I think that that's awesome and I high five and cheer it on. That's my game plan though, is to continue because I do think that my goal weight, I probably will go past it. I'm hoping. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's it for my questions. If you hit your goal weight and you're starting maintenance, you don't want to up your carbs. You do want to up your protein and fat. Oh, I love that. Someone just said that. I think that that's great. Up your protein and up your fat. Very cool. Thank you. I can't see the name of who popped that up, but thank you so much for that suggestion. It's now, the comments have now been erased. Unless someone wants to put a comment in there, hey Countess, so I can see it again and I'll pop it back up. But y'all, we do this every Saturday. Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can email me. Hey sis, oh, it's my ski sister. Hi, You can email me, countessoflowcarb@gmail.com. Your questions, I love doing this. Someone just asked, can we have a smoothie during fast? So what stops, a little bit earlier in the video, I talked about what stops intermittent fasting. Sweeteners, stop. Intermittent fasting, like make the breaks. Don't have any sweeteners. That will immediately stop your fast, because the whole ball of wax for intermittent fasting and with keto is flatlining your insulin as much as possible. Flatlining your insulin as much as possible. So if you can flatline your insulin as much as possible, you're going to lose weight or you're going to heal your insides. Yes. Okay, so what are your thoughts about diet sodas? Okay, I'll tell you guys a fun fact. Fun little fact about me, I love diet sodas. I used to. I would drink literally 4 huge Diet Coke things from McDonald's for 99 cents every single day. Every single day. And I would have so much anxiety. And my husband's like, how much caffeine are you drinking? And I'm like, 4 of these. And he's like, you nitwit. In a loving way. You nitwit. You're having so much caffeine. No wonder you're hungry all day. So I would say, one, the jitter factor. But 2, there's so much chemicals in it. And from keto and intermittent fasting, my taste buds have morphed. I don't crave diet sodas anymore. I'll have one occasionally. And they cause major weight loss stalls for me. Bottom line, point blank, period, which is why I stopped having them. Not because of the health benefits of they can cause cancer and I can have 5 eyeballs and a new boob, but it's really, that didn't bother me. But the potential new boob didn't bother me. What bothered me was that it was stalling my weight loss process. And that's why I stopped having diet sodas. Get a Keto Mojo and start doing your glucose test and your ketone test. I have whole videos on it. I love it. I have an affiliate code link if you want the disc code link in there. They're awesome because then you can visually see. It's not like theory. Again, going back to that theory thing, it's scientifically based of what your blood results are from having it, checking it 90 minutes later of what does your body actually do when it reacts to that. So instead, what I switched to is coffees, teas. If you guys see most of my lazy keto day of eatings, most of them are, I start off my day with Starbucks. It's my guilty pleasure. Again, I'm a Thomas Stanley advocate, but that is my one area of where I like to have a coffee and I like someone to make it for me and not my husband or my sweet son, although they make their own coffee. I like to go and get it, and that prevents my Diet Coke obsession. I'll have one every now and then. Those are my thoughts. I'm not perfect. I would like to be, but not today. Everyone has to have sparkly crowns. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I think that means that's the end of the video because I am talking about nonsense about sparkly crowns and I have no idea. I love you guys so super much. Oh, let's hear. Oh my gosh. Okay, stop. We're not ending the video yet. I got to answer this question. Oh, because I get it so much. This is a great question. I can't see who said it, but thank you so much for writing it. What do you think about 40-year-old women fasting? Okay, I'm almost 38. Am I 38? How old am I? I'm almost 40. People can fast. Dr. Fung talks about using common sense with fasting, right? Like if you're super old and frail and sickly, you probably wouldn't want to fast very long. You probably would want to do like a short fast. But if you have a lot of weight to lose, hello, if you're pre-diabetic or you're healthy, but like you're using good common sense, making that disclaimer beforehand. Like if you're going through like chemo treatments and stuff like that, it might not be the best to do fasting, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like using the best common sense possible. If you're healthy or whatever and you can withstand, do it. Any age, do it. Any age. My dad, who's 68, started talking about doing intermittent fasting. But my dad, I'm going to have a whole blog post on this. The man ran every day for 2 years straight. Every day for 2 years straight. He was a marathon runner. So that's coming from that man. I wish I had those genes, that gene pool. I do, but I don't, you know? So I would say fast. If you are healthy, if you're a healthy woman, a healthy man, whatever, fast. The one thing I don't encourage, I get asked this a lot about, is about children. Don't make your kids fast. Like, just tell them no snacks in between meals, or, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like the mind effery, I always go back to that. I can't see, oh no, I just lost my comments. The mind effery with that with children, I would be mindful of. If you have overweight children, I would say adjust their food and start with keto diet, the keto high fat, moderate protein, low carb. Start there and lead by example, right? Like your kids in leadership of running lots and lots of 6 and 7 figure businesses, you've got to lead by example. If you don't lead by example, how is someone going to respect you? You know what I mean? And that goes back to, is this theory or is this just experience, strength, and hope? Is you got to lead by example. So if you have kids who don't start them on fasting, but maybe eliminate snacks in between, because you go back to, I can't seem to lose my belly fat. I lost 45 pounds, but still have it. Will fasting help? Yes. Big time. Fasting will definitely help. So yes, apple cider vinegar will help and fasting longer. Thanks Thanks, Barb. High five. Look, I can see a comment. I got my glasses on. I can see. Yeah, belly fat for sure. For sure, for sure. Again, I'm not fully there yet with all of my belly fat being gone. And the loose skin thing, I get that question a lot, a lot, a lot. Maybe I'll say that for another video. I'll go into that. It's a rant. I need to go rest my voice. I sound like a man. Someone said the other day, they're like, oh, you know, I love me some transgender people. Love all shapes, colors, whatever. Love. But someone's like, oh, you're transgender. And I'm like, I'm not transgender. I mean, if I woohoo, but I'm not. So I'm just to clarify, I sound like it, but I really am a female. I am the Countess of low carb. So if you love this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Why am I ending on that? I don't know. This is why I need to go back to bed. I have these weird things that pop out. On these lives, you guys get to truly know my weirdness. I said that last live. Like, you really get to know my weirdness when I just babble on for 30 minutes. If you like this video, smash the like button. Make sure you click subscribe. I'm going to sign off and immediately put in the description link my free email and also my free fasting printable. You can have both. It takes 20 minutes to get it. Some people like ride me like a jockey over. I get my email. Hold your horses. It may take 60 minutes to get it. So if you sign up and then check countessoflowcarb@gmail.com, if you really didn't get it, it's probably in your spam folder. Just do a search for my email address. So love you guys. Let's make it a powerful day. Put below your questions for next time on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for YouTube Lives. Love you guys. Bye.